Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the last session of the day. Our last session is going to be a really interesting panel discussion on game design and animation. And today we're going to be covering a lot of ground. Joining me today are two fantastic speakers from the industry. Let me start with the gentleman on my left, Samer Asfour. He's the CEO of Nested VFX. He's had a lot of industry experience. A little later, I'm going to request Samer to kind of introduce himself as well. And then we have Ahmed Faoud, the CEO and game director of Rumbling Game Studio. In fact, he's also associated with AD Gaming, and I'll request him to talk a little bit about that. So firstly, let me start by saying thank you for making time to be here. Really appreciate, both of you coming here and coming to talk to students. So why don't we start with maybe just a small, quick introduction. If you could just quickly introduce yourself, tell students what you've been doing, a little bit about your journey in the industry. I think it will help.
Thank you, Amit. So I'm Samer, I'm the CEO of Nested VFX. We're a post-production and VFX studio. We started operation in 2020 in Dubai, and we're focused on all of the aspect of post-production in film and video, from editing, color grading, motion design, motion graphics, visual effects, and full CG videos. Most of our work is advertising because the nature of the region is advertising oriented. Since 2020, we have expanded and we had the privilege to work with a lot of cool clients, with a lot of cool projects. Yes, we have a presence in Riyadh, and our main office is, of course, here in Dubai, but we have a presence in Riyadh for all of the work that's piping in from KSA. So, yeah.
You tell us a little bit about the same. Okay. My name is Ahmed Fouad. I'm CEO and founder of Rumbling Game Studio. Rumbling Game is a studio based in Egypt from 2016. We have an ambitious project named Nice Flight. Nice Flight to consider as an independent AAA game. We just released the first, demo or first phase of our game, but we held it at the time of COVID-19. All investors pull out of from game industry, and the focus on e-commerce is so easy. Just dropship. Take something from here and sell it, okay? So we're starting a new project named Atlantis Heroes and relocated to UAE through 2021. My background experience I'm programmer and all, but I played multiple roles: art director, game producer, also game director, lead of game developer also. This my career from 2016 till now as the game industry. Before I was working in software. Now my company under umbrella of AD Gaming. AD Gaming is considered as a gaming hub of Abu Dhabi. From 2021, we supposed to release our game academy in this year. Because I became a certified instructor of Unreal Engine. We have here in MENA region just 10, and one of them, and the 4 from them is from Egypt. We are lucky, okay? Is this about me?
Thank you. I think that was a really, really good introduction. So it's really clear that the kind of experience that you've had and, the projects that you have worked on have really added value to, what you've been doing and how you've been contributing to clients and also to the region. I wanted to ask you to kind of get started. What can students do to actually enter the game industry or the animation industry? Could you? Okay. Why don't you go ahead first?
First, make your first game. First indie game. Take a decision. Learning one of game engine, Unity, Unreal, whatever. Take tutorial. Just making small game. It's like follow all the workflow of building game from an idea. Build a game design document. Start writing what mechanic, what's about terminology of mechanics. Okay, each game have gameplay. Everybody know watching a video for gameplay walkthrough, whatever. Okay, gameplay consists of multiple mechanics, and each mechanics consists of number of features. Jumping is a feature. Walking, moving around, strafing is a feature. Shooting is a feature. So supposed to know how to start from just an idea. And now about using AI, ChatGPT, just take an idea, for example, zombie game. I want to create a zombie game Write for me game design document. Like layout, okay, this is my workflow. Write for me a workflow about what's supposed to do from first, second. What kind of feature I will start. Building your first game. But first, you should take a decision. Which role you will be play. Game dev, game developer, programmer. There is a difference between game developer and the game programmer. And also game artist. I want to build an environment. I want to make like a 3D character artist, concept art. You should take a decision based on your interest. If you are artistic mind, say everything around you is beautiful. Okay, you can go this way. But about game dev, you should know that your ability of problem solving, how to connecting between two things is not related. Okay, how to interact. For example, if you are in a game, imagine that you know nothing about the game, but you want to control an object or something. You want to control this bottle, make it pull it and make it to the top, to the floor, and make it down. What's supposed to do? Okay, if you can connect it with your mind, I make sure just for them. I interact with this object. I say, hi, this object here. What's your name? Okay, I want to make you up. Okay, go up. Make your transform X, Y, Z, your location in the world. Make it up. Make it from here. That is the transform of it. Make it up. So this is a logic. You don't have to know coding before. Just know problem solving. Is the easy way to start. First, I want to create a zombie game using Unity. Starting in the or Unreal Engine. Starting using just learning a layout of Unreal Engine on Unity. Then start simple tutorial. I want to make my own game. So you first make a local how to interact with character, how to make it move around, how to move it shooting, how to make user interface, score, die, game over. The game is finished. It's first experience. Then you build your own profile. First game. So you're ready to get into the market. This is my idea.
Fantastic. Samer, can you add to that?
Yeah, of course. I'm going to talk more about the CG and visual effect part of the industry. I think, first of all, you need to do a research on what softwares you want to start learning. This is very important because a lot of issues I'm seeing in the market, people invest their time in softwares that are not industry standards. So find a software that is, if you want to do CG, modeling, visual effects, simulation, whatever you feel that you wanna go towards in the VFX industry, make sure that you choose a winning software, and from there watch tutorials, start learning, and ultimately start working as soon as you can within a team that knows what they're doing, within a company, within a team of young artists or senior artist people that knows how to guide you, because you will need a little bit of leeway by yourself, because no one will have the time to invest in learning and teaching everything from scratch. But ultimately learn the software, join a team, and learn the discipline of the business.
That's a really good point. You have to start somewhere, and it's okay to start small, but have an end goal in mind. Like, for example, what Ahmed shared, his end goal was, why don't you start by building your first game? And therefore, stepping forward and actually doing something will help you start your journey. So don't be afraid to start. Many often we don't start because we are unsure about ourselves, our abilities. We think people may laugh at what we create. It's okay. We got to let go of those fears, let go of those inhibitions, actually start. Do your research, get to know what kind of software is being used in animation, in visual effects. And actually, the best world is, the biggest university in the world is free. It's called the University of YouTube, right? So you go to the University of YouTube, there are a lot of tutorials out there which actually show you how to use different software. People who are experts have actually created these how-to videos, so it's really amazing. So maybe I'd like to ask you one more question. let's say someone's little more further down their journey. They've already created something, but they want to put together a really amazing portfolio, either to apply to an art school or maybe to apply for their job. So how do you build a portfolio which really makes a good impact? Could you give some guidance?
Yes, of course. So, in my personal opinion, building a portfolio is an issue of maturity, of artistic maturity, as much as it is technical maturity. Because the technicalities of the software is easy to learn, take time, but if you invest the time, you know how to use the software. But again, you know how to use a knife doesn't make you a chef. So I think this is where if someone can do it by themselves using tutorials, it's good. But personally, I always see that you need peers to compare yourself to compare your work to have a senior that you admire, to have your work as close to theirs, because there are so many levels of quality and of expectations. I'm not even talking from an advertising perspective. Even if you're doing your film, even if you're doing a CG film, the kind of film that will get you in a local festival is way different than the kind of film that will get you into an international festival. It's way different from the kind of films that will attract international companies towards you to start working with you. So build on your maturity in design and creative maturity, and learn from people who already know these things.
Okay. First, for me, when I try to hire someone, whatever he is, game dev or game artist, if a game artist, I'm looking for, when I see his CV, just look for his portfolio, ArtStation portfolio, or CG art. So easy. Game artist, if you want to build the environment, okay, learn how to build the environment, learn about lighting, and every good scene, okay, it's a good scene for you, upload it to ArtStation and make your own portfolio. When you apply to a company from via LinkedIn, whatever, okay, the first thing we will look at it is your portfolio. Use ArtStation. Whatever you have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months per month. If you make one project for 2 months, after 1 year you will have a lot. You have very, very rich portfolio. It's about game art. I'm talking about if you want to go through environment arts, because the workflow is very clear, so easy. I mean, not so easy, but you can, if you stick with the rules or stick with the steps of learning about Learnica, for example, lighting, how to level design, how to make the process of building an environment, how to optimize this environment, whatever. This process, if you learn it and stick it with it day by day, will be good. If you just try, if you get, okay, I have a good scene, now submit it to ArtStation, you have your portfolio. If you want to go game artists also, but you want to build character, most of character arts comes from media production. His learning curve is very slow. It took years to have a very good character, especially for realistic character, hyper-realistic character. Now, about game dev. As I told you, build your first project. If I see multiple resumes, CVs, I never look to study which college and how many years of experience. I just what you did. Show me your games. Make your games. Upload it to. You can upload it to Steam. Upload it to any platform. Give me a link for GitHub. Link at Google Drive. Just try. Give me a video for your work. So easy. Build your own first game to be as a game dev. So it is easiest way to get a job in the game industry. Whatever you have, zero experience in a company, or 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. I never look to the years of experience. I look to your job, what you do, what you collaborate. Where is your team? Do you work with a team or not? This is my idea.
Right. I was hoping we could go a little deeper and talk about the different roles, and I think to a certain extent, Ahmed, you've really been talking about that already. But could you maybe just systematically list or, go through the different job roles or the different functions that may exist within gaming and animation, and perhaps then Samer, you could do that for advertising and VFX as well. Start.
Seven first.
Okay, sure.
Last year, so basically, in a visual effects company, you have two main teams. You have the compositors and you have the CG artists. Compositors, basically, you have what we call the non-creative jobs: rotoscoping, matte painting, tracking, cleanups, all of these things. And you have the final compositor that puts all of the layers together to create a scene. So when we're talking about compositing and VFX, we're talking mainly about a shot that has been done and that needs to have CG or even more depth to it, set extension, all of this. So this is one discipline, which is compositing, which is video compositing. I would advise you to start on After Effects, but ultimately there are way more professional tools like Fusion, like Nuke, that will help you more create the realistic scene you're looking for. From the other side, you have the CG team that's mainly composed of modelers, texture artists, lighting artists, camera artists, FXTD artists, people that work on the simulation, character animators, and so on. These are the main parts. But in CG, you can find all of these roles in one generalist that knows many of them. And the bigger the job and the bigger the team is, the more speciality becomes important. And the smaller the job, smaller the team is, knowing many of the disciplines in either CG or VFX will get you there in delivering quick as a project with a smaller team and with more knowledge from each artist.
Okay, about the game industry. Okay, first, if who is the boss is a game director. Game director is the boss. He have under him creative team. Creative team. What is the content of creative team? First, game producer. Game producers make a part of roles of a game director. Some game studio just have game director and game producer do the same. But the game producer, he is the one he make draw lines and workflow and making R&D and hiring staff, not HR. Okay, you see that this one is good. You make a scouting at LinkedIn. This one is good. I will hire him. Okay. So now have game director, game producer, creative team. Lead creative team consists of lead programmer, art direction, okay, quality assurance, okay, and some if the game have like a cinematic or a storyline, or have a big part for cinematic direction, okay. Caring about CGI, caring about video cutscenes in the game, whatever. Okay, so take about lead of programmer. He have two parts: game programmers and game developer. Game programmer, he's building the tool for the game dev, and also work in game engine. This first. Game developer, we're building the game, using the file as a game engine and making building the gameplay, user interface, AI, whatever. Okay, is this part about lead of programming part or game developer part. Think about art direction. Art direction, we have concept art, one of them all related to the assets. Concept art, storyboard, 2D assets. Okay. Second part is 3D creation. One is 3D part of 3D modeling, whatever the characters or hard surface or surface like a table, whatever chair. Okay. And VFX and visual effect, fire, water, smoke. Okay. This is about art direction. Now about the Q&A, quality assurance, game testing. This is a game, writing a document, where is the bug, where is the glitch, and the guide is a game developer. Now you can fix this place. Game designer. What is the concept of game designer? Game designer who is the one he makes a game funny or not. Writing the rules, how the game dev is supposed to develop the game. For example, if for a shooter game, he will write, okay, this game is third person. We use the camera third person. Use the right angle. Now about the arm of the camera is about 150, 50 point, 50, whatever. And writing the shooting will be like this. When he trigger point, the camera check will be in, and also write statics. And they're drawing the curve of hardness, how the game is hard and easy. Make it like, okay, I make first the game as first tension. I make it slow. Let him cool down. Now give him more danger. Okay, he makes the game fun or not. Well, not so that much hard so that you can't play it, and not so much easy to beat that it's a boring game. Is a game designer. Okay. I hope that not forget a rule, but about the cinematic part, or act like the same as media production, building a movie, animation movie. The same rule about this creating a 3D object. Rigging is like adding bone to characters to characters so that you can move it, you can animate it. Okay, and also the animation part is under the art direction. Sorry if sometime I messed up, but if you have any question, I can clear a point about the department. Okay.
So it's quite clear that there are a lot of different functions and different job roles, and drawing from the sessions that we may have heard a little earlier today also, if you really want to stand out in the industry, it would make sense to learn more than just one, right? Would you say that's good advice, that don't just be a specialist in one area, but also know a little bit about the connected areas? So do you see that as a differentiating point between someone who's really exceptional versus someone who's average? The person who's exceptional knows more than one area.
Well, I see it a bit differently. I see it in a way that specialty is for seniors. So the more that you're a beginner in the field, you need to be a generalist. You need to know everything. And the more you gain experience, the more you can become more narrower in your specialty. A bit like when you do a PhD, like you start in the bachelor degree learning about all of the disciplines, then you do your research on one topic. So it's very important to start, because even if you're a specialist, you need to know how to move around the other areas. You need to know how other aspects of a certain job are working. So start as a generalist, and then the more senior you become, the more you focus down on a specialty.
I really like that example that you gave versus learning a bachelor program in a broad discipline. And then when you're a PhD student, you're actually focusing your research on a specific topic. I think you just totally drove the point home. There was also one question which was slightly more forward-looking. So going forward, things are constantly changing. AI tools are coming. Machine learning is there to help you to do your job better. So if you look at a game designer or a game developer's job today versus, say, several years ago, these tools have really made simple, they've really simplified some of the processes and iterations. But looking forward, what do you see as some of the key changes that may happen in game design or animation, either in terms of the tools or perhaps technologies?
I think AI is very important for us right now. It's a good assistant. Just speed up your job. For example, instead of writing game design document for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, you can finish it in 2 hours. Game design document is very important. It take a lot. For example, if you want to build a big system, okay, if you use your own mind and try and write your code, will take a time for you. But using AI will speed up your project. You can finish a big system in just 1 month or something like that. So learning the tool, AI will not take our places, but will be like assistant. Might take a big part of from artist, like for programmer not. I am sure. But for us, is a good assistant. He helped me a lot, saving me a lot of time. Just I want to finish a job, okay. Instead of try to find the solution, just he write for you a code, and you try and you edit it and tell him is this right or wrong. But you will speed up your process. For example, he's a good assistant. When try to make a new feature to my game, just I give him an idea. I want to, for example, the game is multiplayer arena game. I want to add a new feature. Just I want to make Battle of Clan. Like you have as a player, you are part of a clan, and the clan you should build your bunker or your home, your base, and you should defend on it. So it's a new feature. I write this 2 words and couple of words, and he write it for me a full game design. And just I point to him, okay, this feature is not right. Focus in it, or write more in it, and expand, or make it short. Or if I use it myself, it will take me a lot for brainstorming. That helped me for brainstorming. Just I talking to him, and he helped me as a co-worker. Okay, give me an idea about what I have to add, what I have to do. And sometimes he write for me a new feature as well. Okay, I'm not meant it, but you give me an idea. But you use it as an assistant. You should learn how to use it. It's very important. Now, for example, there is a tool using text to video or text. Also, for example, texturing for 3D model already exists. A tool now. You can write something. For example, you have outfit, like if you're playing Fortnite or something like this, there is a tool now. You can use your outfit, write something. It will make a new texture, a new outfit for you. Just your paint your outfit. So if you learn how to use AI from now, will not take your job. You will build the tools that you use AI. This is my idea, my opinion.
And I remember reading about a recent tool from Google. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the name, but it is essentially a tool which you upload a static image, and it builds a virtual world on the basis of that one image. So you can just imagine the kind of developments that we can actually have in the future, where a lot of the grunt work, a lot of the basic work, which maybe we don't need to do, these AI tools will do, and our job will be to chop, refine, play the role of a director. What do you see as some of the changes that might be coming, Samer?
Well, either with AI or with other things, like AI is the current game changer. Like it's the 2023, 2024 game changer. But realistically, in the CG and the film and the video industry, since 2005, since digital became capable enough to do proper CGI. You remember the Star Wars, George Lucas put the first 3 episodes on hold until the 2000s, until the technology was ready. So since 2005, I'm seeing every year something that's a game changer in the industry. And what's very important for me, because I started in the industry 20 years ago, what's very important for me is, like Ahmed said, to use the tools, to adapt to the new tools, to the new requirement, to the new deliverables. But also, there's 120 years of cinema history. There is a lifetime of art history, of culture, of creativity that is not, AI will not come in and have you become more creative. It will help you if you're trying, let's say, if you have a horse running in the desert and you need to put a castle in in the horizon. Maybe 10 years ago, it would have taken you 2 days. Now with AI tools and with smart tools, it can take you 2 hours. But still, you need to have the creativity to know exactly what you want to put and how to make it look realistic. And ultimately, something that either in-game or in video tells the stories that you want to tell, because end of day, this is what's most important. Don't be afraid of the tool, use them, but in the end, they are tools and something else will be coming next that will also be a trend that you need to use, but not see it as the end goal of what you're doing.
Right. So the tools can complement, but they're not a substitute for your creativity. So that innate creativity has to flow from you. And, I think storytelling is something which is timeless. It's been around for centuries. And I think, when you look at successful ads, when you look at successful movies, successful games, successful animation flicks, you realize that there is an underlying storytelling element which is coming out really strongly, So it's been, we've really covered a lot of ground in this session. We've talked about the different roles. We've talked about how things may be changing in the future. Let's quickly give a round of applause to our speakers.